At Kitucate, we run a program called STEPS program. Now, STEPS stands for Students and Teachers Empowerment Program in Science. This is a multi-stage experiential learning methodology for students of 6 to 18 years of age group.
Hi everyone. Today we have with us Ms. Swapna Shah, who is the founder and owner of an innovative startup, Kitucate for Kids. She is an engineer by qualification and experiential science trainer by passion. Swapna has a wide experience of automating manufacturing industry across various segments. She has given up her MNC job to follow her passion towards teaching science. Swapna also runs an NGO to spread science education to the neediest students. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ms. Shah, and I really look forward to our conversation.
Thank you very much.
So to begin with, I would like to ask the first question that how did this idea of providing the kit-based science education in India with kitted lessons for children of different age groups emerge?
Let's start this by, a statement which was given by Steve Jobs. He said that the doers are major thinkers. The people who create things which can bring about a change are people who are thinkers and doers in the same person. In today's digital era, technology is driving the world at an exponential pace beyond our imagination. Comparatively, our school education has not changed much. Now, this results in a wider gap between the industrial requirement of skills versus the available skills. Now, our system of learning in India is majorly memory-based, whereas experiential learning is the need of the hour. Next generation technology courses are completely missing from our school education even today. Before we started Kitucate, we did a ground research wherein we visited various districts in India and we also visited many schools. And we learned that schools lack appropriate teaching resources. By teaching resources, I mean they don't have specialized science teachers or they don't have necessary aids which can make the teaching efficient. Now, this puts forward a great challenge in front of the teacher because without appropriate resources, they cannot inculcate students' interest in science. Now, due to this lack of interest in science or studies altogether, students are not motivated to go to school. And this accounts for one of the biggest reasons for high dropout rates in rural schools. Now, we need to bring about a change. Now, to change, it is absolutely necessary to train the educators as well. And last but not the least, science learning must not be confined to English as a language, as 90% of the students in India learn in state languages. At our core, Kitucate is on a mission to address these challenges. As a founder of Kitucate, we are working towards inculcating experiential learning in science and technology for the K-12 segment. At Kitucate, we ensure that every concept of science and technology which is learned must be hands-on.
Thanks for sharing that, the entire idea of Kitucate. And I think it's wonderful that you are trying to focus on science and technology, which is like the need of the hour. And the experiential learning experience is extremely essential because that is, that breaks the chain of rote memorization that we were preconditioned to. So,
yes.
Yeah, thank you for that. And to move further, now I would like to ask that what are the key pillars on which the learning system of Kitucate is based?
Okay. So at Kitucate, we run a program called STEPS program. Now, STEPS stands for Students and Teachers Empowerment Program in Science. This is a multi-stage experiential learning methodology for students of 6 to 18 years of age group. Under this program, we have diversified offerings, which include school curriculum and beyond curriculum activity-based programs, technology courses and kits, teachers training, science and technology lab setup for schools, and a series of make and break products. Now, all these products or deliverables can be offered as a part of CSR or NGO program. These can also be executed in collaboration with any individual school. And we also conduct these courses at our center in Pune as annual and vacation clubs. Now, the core pillars for all these programs is based on the WARC model. Now, WARC model is a model which emphasizes that there should be visual, auditory, reading, and kinesthetic learning for every concept which is taught. Now, under our courses, We have video and audiovisual lessons. We have, a lecture series by our teachers. We have our own science journals for recording observations of the experiment. And most importantly, for every concept of science or technology that we teach, there is an associated hardware kit, which ensures that the child is learning every concept hands-on. So there are 5 pillars on which my courses are based on. One is video lessons. The second is online teaching by a teacher or the school teacher. There is a book by which the child is reading and recording the observation. There is a hardware kit, and there is an e-laboratory resource.
Right. And it's refreshing to see that how you have bringing different innovative approaches in the entire domain of education to make it more holistic for a child, but for the overall development. So it's great to see that.
Thank you very much.
And so on the similar note, I would like to ask that what are some instances that reaffirm your belief in the work that Kitucate is doing?
See, Kitucate was formed with a mission to bring about a scientific transformation of a community by skilling the educators and students at an early age. In the past 5 to 6 years, Kitucate has worked with over 700 schools in 4 states, majorly in Maharashtra and Gujarat. Now, these schools where the project was implemented were government schools and private schools, and they followed different curriculums. Like some were CBSE curriculum, some were state curriculum, and ICSE curriculum as well. The project which was delivered in English for some schools, and for some schools it was delivered in the state language. Now, availability of our courses in the state languages, makes us address a wider audience. Now, this shows that this project is suitable and compatible for all types of schools. Now, as a part of, integral part of our project implementation, we conduct post-implementation audits. During the audit sessions, feedbacks from the teachers and principal are taken to gauge the impact of this activity-based learning method. We have received numerous feedbacks from the science teachers and principal, which is indicative of the benefit this project is bringing about for the teachers and mainly for the students. Now, it is observed that on an average, a student score increased by about 25% in a span of 1 year. So if we take it cumulatively, the benefit to a student over a period of 5 to 6 years will be immense. So this kind of reaffirms our belief in our program.
And that's amazing to hear that you're working so hard to improve the overall learning outcomes of the children in India. And so since you have worked with different students, different schools, and different partners, I would like to ask my next question, which is around the partnership. So what has been your approach around partnerships to strengthen the work that you are doing?
All right. So, because as I mentioned that we want to bring about a ecosystem change.
Right.
So in order to develop a science ecosystem in all districts of India, the biggest challenge is to cater to the huge rural population and also the area and most importantly, with the change in face of technology. So we at Kitucate believe that partnership is the key to meet these challenges. So we invite all CSR project owners, local NGOs to develop a science learning ecosystem in the area adopted by them. So in the past, we have worked with numerous NGOs. We have executed our project as a part of corporate CSR activities because they are available at the ground level, and it makes the last mile delivery possible for our program.
So since you have mentioned about technology and it has been very integrated and knitted in all your interventions, so I would like to ask that what are what are your future plans for technology enabled learning, access, and overall growth of the organization?
Now, when we started Kitucate, our project was a ground implementation project. However, like 2 years back when the pandemic hit the world, we took the situation to our opportunity, and we tried to offer all our services on an online platform. With this, our reach expanded. Now, we developed an e-laboratory portal, and this offers an online platform for teachers and students to effectively teach and learn science and technology. On the e-laboratory platform, there are audiovisual resources, experiments, quizzes, recordings, and further research activities for all the topics that we conduct. These online resources helps the teacher to pre-plan the sessions. Majority of the times implementation of any project becomes difficult because teacher assumes it as a burden. Apart from their regular school activity, every additional thing is considered as a burden. But
Right.
when you make the things easier for the teacher, the acceptance is there, and that assures you that the benefit will reach the end beneficiary. Now, this also helps the students because of the e-laboratory portal. The students can revisit any topic which was conducted. Say probably today they learned a topic, and 2 months down the line when they have their exams, they are learning new things every day. They might, the memory would have got faded. So they can revisit the topic because we have the recordings available on the e-laboratory platform. So any kind of queries can be, addressed. Now, the quizzes which are there on our portal also give parents a glimpse of the knowledge which are gained by the children. And it also tells the parents the level of course completion. The e-laboratory platform is something that we have developed to widen our reach, and this has been beneficial. And we have currently we have students from Middle East and other countries also who are taking our course online with us.
And I think it's wonderful to see the kind of initiatives you are working on and the recent initiative, the e-learning laboratory that you have talked about. It's great to hear about that. And brings me to the last question for today, that what is the big shift in the domain of education that we need to look for and prepare our children around?
Now, the first question that I would like to ask here is, are we ready for the future? Now, let's talk about not too much of a past. Let's talk about, 1998, 99, when Kodak camera was extremely famous. Did we even think that time that 3 years later, we will not have any pictures on paper? Now, those cameras are obsolete today. So a big shift is coming, and it is coming at an extremely faster pace. We can't even imagine how fast it is. And so is the job requirement. Comparatively, our education system is changing at a slower pace. So skill need of the industry is different than the skills which are taught at school, and even engineering colleges for that matter. So let's start scientific thinking at the foundation level, and that can be done by changing the education system at the primary and secondary level. Now, today in 2022, I can very confidently say that more than 70% of the people have smartphones. That means that everyone has the same access to world-class education that we offer. So together we can bring about a change for our children and our country. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think you have mentioned some very good things, the example that you have given, and how technology can be leveraged in all our solutions to reach to the more students and to build a more resilient ecosystem for all our children. So I think it's great the work that you are doing, and as you have also put emphasis that how we need to put more focus on the foundational level, like from the primary level itself, we should imbibe certain things in the children rather than taking them up in the later higher secondary or the secondary level of education.
Right.
So that's very critical, and that brings our interview to a close. And it was lovely to interact with you. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, your journey, and your experiences with us.
Thank you very
much. Thank you so much.